Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 4th Awards Showcase of the 32nd Annual GMiS Conference. Every challenge, every frontier. My name is Elia Saldana, and it's great to be back alongside Mr. Jeff Rivas.
Thank you, Elia. It's been an amazing week so far, and we've had a chance to virtually meet some of the amazing STEM professionals in the class of 2020 GMiS honorees.
That's right. On Monday, we met the Luminary Award winners during our celebration of diversity and inclusion. On Tuesday, we honored the first group of HENAC Award winners, including our 2 Lifetime Achievement Award recipients. And yesterday, we hosted the Salute to STEM in the Uniformed Services, where we celebrated our 10 STEM Hero Award winners and 6 HENAC honorees from the military and other commissioned officer corps.
Today's theme is On the Frontiers of Science and Technology. And we're not simply honoring 7 more amazing HENAC Award winners. We're celebrating the very American idea that the answers to the challenges we face today can be found in the future. And the way we get there is by relentlessly pursuing every frontier of human understanding and innovating our way to new horizons.
Octavio Paz, the late Mexican Nobel laureate, keenly observed that unlike most of the world, America is a society uniquely oriented toward the future.
He wrote, quote, "The American lives on the very edge of the now, always ready to leap toward the future. The country's foundations are in the future, and each time the United States returns to its source, to its past, it rediscovers the future."
The 7 HENAC Award winners we'll meet today all share this quality, and the cutting-edge work that they're engaged in truly places them at the frontiers of their respective fields.
This includes the remarkable Dr. Alfonso Davila from NASA Ames Research Center, the 2020 Scientist of the Year, who's leading the search for evidence of life in the solar system and beyond.
It also includes Stephanie Murphy, an entrepreneur at the forefront of the emerging and exciting commercial space sector, as well as Dr. Luis Verde Chiflet, an agri-science pioneer achieving revolutionary results from groundbreaking seed breeding techniques.
Before we meet today's honorees, we want to thank the Lockheed Martin Corporation and Shell Oil Company, the 2 host sponsors of the 2020 GMiS Conference, and General Motors, the co-host of today's award showcase.
We also want to welcome both registered conference attendees and those of you tuning in to watch a loved one or colleague be honored at this showcase.
Well, I'm ready to meet our first honorees. Are you?
Ready.
We're going to start with the most promising undergraduate category, which typically consists of our youngest nominees, often just a few years out of college. To present the award for the most promising engineer undergraduate degree, please welcome Jim Forbes, manager of El Segundo Refinery Designs Engineering, Chevron.
Moving abroad to pursue opportunity is nothing new for Juan Quintero. When he was only 13 years old, threats from local guerrillas forced his family to uproot from their native Cali, Colombia, and seek asylum in the United States. Arriving without knowing any English, Juan persevered through high school and pursued engineering at Georgia Tech University before joining Chevron in 2012. His first assignment took him to the Gulf of Mexico, where he worked on a critical subsea pipeline project. A design for a portion of the pipeline that Juan validated survived the installation stresses and continues to operate safely along the seafloor today. Juan was on the move again in 2013, this time across the globe to Chevron's $30 billion Wheatstone liquefied natural gas facility in Western Australia. Juan's achievements at Wheatstone landed him on the project's fabrication team in Malaysia, where he pioneered a tracking system that accurately captured and repaired nonconformances. Then in 2016, Juan returned stateside to his current role as project manager at the El Segundo Refinery in Southern California. Today he manages a project portfolio valued at over $35 million. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present the award for Most Promising Engineer Undergraduate to Juan D. Quintero.
Good afternoon. To everyone joining us remotely today, thank you for tuning into the award ceremony. I am humbled to receive the 2020 Most Promising Engineer Award. I think one of the many silver linings of this virtual conference format is that the award winners get a few extra seconds to speak, and the organizers don't have to run anybody off stage for taking too long or going off script. So, on that note, allow me to share a few thoughts. 2020 has shaken our nation to its core and forced us to rise to the challenges of a global pandemic. In addition to the 200,000 Americans that have lost their lives, we have also laid to rest giants of social justice and equality like Senator John Lewis and Justice Ginsburg. If 2020 has proven anything, it's our ability to persevere, adapt, and succeed in times of crisis. I left my native Colombia, escaping violence, and immigrated to the United States in search of a safer and brighter future. While I didn't speak English, I had a loving and supportive family that inspired me to persevere and chase my dream of becoming an engineer. As an engineer, I have been able to unlock a thrilling career that has taken me around the world and allowed me to learn from people of different faiths and cultures. My message today is for the next generation of ingenieros and ingenieras that are participating in this conference. Continue to persevere and push yourselves to succeed. Continue to overcome obstacles and grow with every challenge. Ground yourselves in the support of your familia and friends. Like Senator Lewis used to say, get in good trouble. Continue to innovate and challenge the status quo. Remember to pay it forward and lift those around you as you climb. This nation and the world need your brilliant minds to identify and solve tomorrow's crises before they happen. Thank you.
To present the next HENAC Award for Most Promising Engineer Undergraduate Degree, please welcome Mr. James Valenzuela, Engineering Operations Senior Industrial Lead for Engineering Labs at Raytheon Technologies.
The HENAC Most Promising Engineering Award recognizes a recipient's unselfish and outstanding contributions in the field of engineering and science, as well as the community. It also acknowledges an unwavering dedication and commitment to Latinos and Latinas advancement. The very nature of Carmen's achievement and contributions, which she has carried on continuously over the last 4.5 years in her lifetime, brings great esteem to not only her colleagues at Raytheon, but also her family and community. Furthermore, Carmen symbolizes, as does the award's namesake, what it means to be an ideal role model for the Hispanic youth and preaching aloud, "It can be done," or "Si se puede." Since first meeting Carmen as a junior in college, it was clear to me that she exemplified what the HENAC Most Promising Engineering Award is intended to honor. Her energy and force were apparent. I interviewed her to be part of the 2015 Raytheon Extreme Engineering team. I've been actively involved as a coach in this intense 24-hour competition for the last 13 years. Carmen was hands down selected to be one of the top members of this elite team out of 300 students, where she demonstrated leadership, technical abilities, and her can-do attitude. It was not surprising to see Carmen rise to the occasion and become one of the key leaders of the team during the competition. She's not only a leader inside of work, but outside. Let me tell you a little bit about Carmen on the outside. She's volunteered at the food bank pantry with her family, where she learned the importance of giving back. She's been part of SHIP since 2009, SHIP Anthem Award 2011, Extreme Engineering participant in 2014 Raytheon team, received the Lore from Raytheon Award in 2015 for SHIP National Conference, graduated in 2016 from Drexel University with a BS in Mechanical Engineering, started working in the antenna systems, working on the development of new IRAD technology, where she quickly rose to one of the team lead roles and led a team of assemblers to develop a new IRAD technology. Quickly started working on the OLA, which is the Raytheon Hispanic Organization for Leadership Advancement Northeast, and started serving in their community as a director starting in 2017 to present. Currently, she's serving as the Director of Operations, OLA Northeast. She's received many stretch assignments to become one of the youngest leads in the department in the Integrated Systems Lead for Patriot Shelters. She's also been part of several SHIP planning committees, been a key coach for 2019, where she led a team to a victory, national champion in Phoenix. She's also been part of the LIFT pilot programs to improve employee retention, and also loves to play soccer. As you can see, Carmen's accomplishments and her dedication to not only herself, but also the STEM community makes her a great candidate for this award. it gives me great honor to present this award to Carmen Mercado for her accomplishments, her dedication to her family, community. The HENAC Most Promising Engineering Award to Carmen Mercado.
Saludos GMiS familia. I am so incredibly honored and humbled to be standing here alongside this year's 2020 award winners. I would like to quickly thank the GMiS committee for selecting me and my parents, Carmen y Javier, for their love and support. Growing up, I often found myself to be the only in many scenarios. The only Latinx, the only person of color, and the only woman. For a really long time, I let this define me. It took a lot of soul searching and some eat, pray, love style traveling for me to finally figure out who I was and who I wanted to be. To this very day, as a mechanical engineer in the working world, I still often find myself to be the only in many situations. However, the difference now is that I embrace being the only. Being the only has allowed me to bring a unique perspective to the table. It has allowed me to innovate in spaces where others may not be able to. It has given me the opportunity to generate real change and to carve a path for those who come behind me. It has motivated me to work harder and to seek and create communities for those just like me. To all the Latinx out there that love math, science, and maybe building Legos in their basement, si se puede. It's okay to be the only because you're not alone. There are so many other Latinx out there, like myself and all the other awardees that are willing to help and support you. That way we can continue the legacy of Hispanic and Latino excellence in STEM. As we can continue to lift each other up, there will be less and less onlys in the future. Seek community and reach out because we are stronger together. Gracias.
Congratulations, Carmen and Juan. There are 3 academic hosts this year. GASI, the Computing Alliance of Hispanic Serving Institutions, who addressed Tuesday's award showcase. The University of Central Florida, which will be featured at tomorrow's showcase. And Florida International University, who we'll hear from in just a second.
As most of you may be aware, this year's conference was originally scheduled to take place in Lake Buena Vista, Florida, before the COVID-19 pandemic forced us all into the virtual world. And so we're missing not only the warm Florida weather, but the warm hospitality of FIU and UCF students and faculty.
Great Minds in STEM is honored that both institutions embraced the virtual conference format and continued to serve as academic host, which included overseeing the independent peer-reviewed selection committee. They are a big reason why GMIS has already committed to return to Central Florida for the 2023 conference.
So, without further ado, let's hear from Florida International University.
The blueprint to success. We got it. It's being at the forefront of research innovation by merging genomics with big data to solve complex medical problems and creating the national model for teaching computer science and engineering concepts to women and minorities with faculty who are at the top of their game. We are breaking barriers by being the first in the nation to offer an Internet of Things degree, by building robots to go where humans cannot to remediate nuclear waste, and working on the next wave of advanced materials to power future technology. Maximizing the power of the sun, taming the wind, and mitigating damage from hurricanes. Developing origami antennas to help soldiers on the battlefield and to improve satellite communications. Creating imaging tools to understand what causes eye diseases, and helping amputees feel again with a prosthetic hand system. Taking the wheel to improve construction safety through the use of virtual reality and biometrics, or a simulated test drive to explore future community design. Helping first-generation grads find their path to success, and giving our students the chance to inspire a love of STEM. We are educating the nation's workforce for the jobs of tomorrow. Our graduates go on to work at Boeing, SpaceX, and Google. FIU's College of Engineering and Computing. This is our blueprint for success.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Volakis, Dean of the College of Engineering and Computing at Florida International University. It is my great pleasure to share with all of you the joy and achievements of our outstanding young talents during today's ceremony. Hope you enjoyed our college video. And as you know, we're at the start of the fourth industrial revolution. And you are poised to be the next leaders in areas such as automation, artificial intelligence, smart cities, and medical innovations. Our society needs your innovations now more than ever. For securing cyberspace and enhancing global connectivity, for designing smarter and more efficient vehicles, for integrating artificial intelligence in the vehicles of the future, and for building smarter systems in support of our national defense. Thanks to your talents, we will be more prepared to engineer a better future by building the tools needed to expand scientific discovery. And already, each of you is a winner by taking the time and initiative to be at the conference today. It shows that you care about our future and want to make meaningful contributions to it. Amid this global pandemic and rapid mid-semester transitions, your legacy will be one of resilience and fortitude. And before I close, I'd like to share with you some wisdom that I'm grateful for having acquired during my nearly 40 years in academia, and while having the fortune to work with several top leaders in science and engineering. Number one, choose your passion and be the best you can be at it. Number two, see difficulties as learning experiences that make you stronger. And number three, don't stop learning. Apply for graduate school and hone your expertise and knowledge in your area of interest. Your best asset will be a lifelong learning. Continue to pursue knowledge, either through formal education or self-study. And on behalf of FIU's fifth president, Mark B. Rosenberg, and as a proud academic co-host of the Great Minds in STEM Conference, I congratulate all of you for your outstanding achievements. I know that every one of you will excel in your future roles and contribute to the well-being of our society, the nation, and the world at large. Thank you.
Thank you again, FIU, and especially to Dr. John Volakis, Dean of FIU's College of Engineering and Computing, and to all the amazing FIU students who have been active participants at the GMiS conference since the early 1990s.
Let's get back to our honorees, shall we? To present the award for Most Promising Engineer with a master's degree, please welcome Nora Rincon, Senior Structural Development Engineer and Latino Recruiting Program Manager for General Motors.
Buenas tardes. Although it's no longer unusual to see women in positions formerly dominated by men, Andrea Hidalgo still stands out in her role as calibration specialist at General Motors, where she works on diesel engine calibration as well as torque, speed, and cruise control systems. Andrea's been interested in cars and engineering ever since she was a little girl growing up in Brooklyn. Therefore, she attended the specialized Brooklyn Technical High School before heading off to Stony Brook University. There, she discovered the SAE Mini Baja team that was building an off-road race vehicle. This experience inspired Andrea to pursue a mechanical engineering degree and set her sights firmly on the automotive industry. She soon earned a coveted engineering internship with General Motors and upon graduation moved to Michigan to take a full-time position with them. Andrea is now a proud owner of a patent in hydrocarbon limitation by space, velocity, and temperature, as well as 2 successful defensive publications in the diesel aftertreatment calibration area. She's a technical leader in her field, and her contributions have been instrumental to exhaust emissions reductions efforts industry-wide. In addition to her day job, Andrea got involved in mentoring and recruiting early in her career. She wanted to offer the same opportunities that were afforded to her to others. She is now a team leader in GM Latino recruiting efforts, as well as a mentor and program manager in the Detroit team for First Robotics competition. I have personally seen Andrea's technical savvy and passion mature her into an objective, results-driven leader. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to present the award for Most Promising Engineer Masters Industry to Andrea Hidalgo.
Hi everyone. I am humbled and honored to be receiving this award. I feel so incredibly fortunate to be here and to have found a career path in STEM. I was in high school when I first learned about engineering, and I was already in college when I made the decision to try and pursue an engineering degree. Today, I am lucky enough to have my dream job at a company that inspires me to do my best work every day and to do it with integrity. I am grateful for the support networks that I've had along the way. My family's encouragement to pursue my dreams, my classmates' support during late night study sessions, my coworkers' daily inspiration to be a better engineer, and all the great role models that I've met through great minds in STEM. Without all these support networks, I would not be here receiving this award. Now I have the opportunity to serve the next generation in the same way. Luckily, my company supports this mission as well. Through our support of First Robotics, I am able to work side by side with high school students and expose them to what can be achieved with a STEM education. And through our support of Great Minds in STEM, I am able to engage with college students and hopefully give them the same opportunity that was given to me. I believe we all have an obligation to hold the door open behind us for others to follow in the same path. Thank you to Great Minds in STEM for this award, and thank you for all the amazing opportunities that you create for all of us.
Please welcome Great Minds in STEM board member and past HENAC award winner, Mr. Alex Lopez, who will present the award for Outstanding Technical Achievement at a National Laboratory.
Hello everyone, and welcome. Dr. Héctor Santos Villalobos is a senior member of the Research and Development staff at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, where he leads the Biometrics and Identity Research Group. He is a leader in the fields of biometrics, computational imaging, machine learning, and advanced imaging technologies, and he is responsible for significant breakthroughs in the new and growing field of identity science. His most recent advances center on imaging the human iris, which has long been a challenge to the entire industry. He has met this challenge by building a highly detailed digital model that enabled his team to map every potential path for light rays along the iris. By then applying high-speed computing on these results, he has been able to render the iris from any viewpoint, including off-angle images, enabling reliable recognition. Dr. Santos Villalobos also developed a planoptic camera system with an array of micro lenses that can capture a series of images at once, even under challenging conditions. Machine learning algorithms then scan the photos to fuse them into clear, identifiable images for recognition of facial features, achieving accuracy rates of 90% or better. Dr. Santos Villalobos holds 6 patents, 5 of them related to his biometrics and identity science work. He has published or presented more than 40 papers in journals and at conferences and proceedings. And he has also played a critical role in representing some of the most important national security technologies at Oak Ridge National Laboratory to senior Department of Defense and intelligence community partners. Dr. Santos Villalobos earned his bachelor's and master's in science degrees in electrical engineering from the University of Puerto Rico, Mayagüez, and his PhD in electrical and computer engineering from Purdue University. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present the award for Outstanding Technical Achievement, National Laboratory, to Dr. Héctor Santos Villalobos.
Thanks to the moderator for introducing my HENAC Outstanding Technical Achievement Award. I accept this award with deep gratitude and honor. I know this is an individual recognition, however, I cannot stop thinking about all the people that have changed, impacted, invested in my life. That's the reason I'm here. So if there is something that this award is going to do with me, is to motivate me even more, to double down and be intentional in my efforts to change the life of others, especially those that look like me. And I will give you an example. A few years ago, I was part of a SACNA's local chapter event, and I was a speaker, and I was speaking about what I do technically. And after the talk, we talk about how it is to be a Hispanic, in a research community. And at the end of the event, one of the organizers approached me, and he said, "Hector, you have no idea what a role model you are for me." And I was speechless, because up to this point, I always have tried to be my best, but I never, in my mind, I would think that someone will pay attention to what I do. So when this kid came to me to tell me that, it completely switched my mindset and say, "Oh my gosh, I really need to look at this from a perspective that other people may need to see me excel, because they can say, hey, this guy looked like me, this guy talked like me. So if he's there, I can be there too. And if I can be that shining light to them, I would like to do that." And that's what we are doing today. We are showcasing the world what the Hispanic community is doing, great achievements across the board, and many people are going to identify with these individuals, and they are going to say, if they do it, I can too. So we can be that example. So thank you for that. Thank you for the award. It is an honor.
To present the award for Outstanding Technical Achievement Industry, please welcome Dr. Juan Rivera, past HENAC Award winner and chairman of the board of Great Minds in STEM.
With a last name like Verde, Spanish for green, it's no surprise that Dr. Luis A. Verde Chiflet found a career in the agricultural sciences. As research director and Latin American R&D commercial zone lead for Corteva AgriScience, Dr. Verde is an extraordinary scientist, business leader, mentor, and colleague whose contributions to agriculture and to society across the Americas has been nothing short of profound. After earning a BS in agricultural engineering in his native Argentina, he earned both his master's degree and a PhD in plant breeding from Iowa State University. After joining the predecessor company to Corteva AgriScience, he proceeded to become one of those prolific and successful corn breeders in the history of the company. Dr. Verde is the inventor of over 90 patents, one of which is for a corn hybrid that currently holds the world record yield and has had a significant impact on the economic well-being of farmers throughout the U.S. and the Americas. His groundbreaking work and tireless commitment, guided by a deep inner drive to improve lives through better science, technology, and innovation, has earned Dr. Verde numerous honors. If you were to add up the total acres of farmland planted with hybrid seeds he and his team have developed, it would equal the entire corn acreage planted in any one year in the U.S. Over 90 million acres of corn. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present the award for Outstanding Technical Achievement Industry to Dr. Luis A. Verde Chiflet.
Wow, what a tremendous honor to receive this prestigious award. I never thought I would be in this position. It's a shame that we are not together celebrating, meeting each other, but I'm sure we will have that opportunity in the near future. When I think about the path that took me to this point, I always remember a conversation that I had with my father. At that point, I was finishing my bachelor degrees, and I was discerning if I should continue with my education or join the workforce and start generating some money. My father at that point said, if you do your master, if you do your PhD, there's not gonna be a door that you cannot open in life. And how right he was. Immediately after I finished my PhD, I joined Pioneer now Corteva, a company with a clear purpose to enrich life of those who produce and those who consume, ensuring progress for generations to come. And within that clear purpose, I was allowed to innovate boldly and keep pushing the frontiers of productivity in the agricultural sector. What a tremendous opportunity. I hope by a plant breeding scientist receiving this award will motivate new generations to join the agricultural sector. I truly believe that the next pandemic is going to be hunger, and we need a lot of scientists working in the area to keep pushing those limits of productivity and feed the world.
Jeff, I know we've talked about it, but I have to say it again. These award winners are mind-blowing. I'm just so impressed.
Well, we're still not done yet. Before we meet the final 2 award winners we're honoring today, we want to acknowledge a very important group of individuals that are critical to making the annual event a success, and that's the Conference Planning Committee.
Even in a normal year, this committee, composed of managers and directors from our many sponsors, is tasked with going through all the logistical details of this massive undertaking to ensure that sponsors and attendees get the very most out of the conference. This year, of course, the challenges of a virtual conference had to be tackled, bringing entirely new expectations and technical standards.
So, on behalf of Great Minds in STEM, we want to thank all the planning leads from our sponsors for their passion, their patience, and their tireless energy the last few months to make the first GMiS virtual conference a success.
GMiS has listed the members of the Conference Planning Committee on the conference website. Okay, just a few scheduling notes before we get to our final 2 awards. First, for the over 1,300 university students attending the conference this year, you have the Student Leadership Awards today at 2 p.m. Pacific.
And tomorrow, Eli and I will be here with you at 2 p.m. Pacific time to celebrate a legacy of HENAC excellence, the culminating award showcase of this conference where we'll be honoring our final members of the class of 2020, including Jesse Ortega of General Motors, our Engineer of the Year.
Also, don't forget to visit both the GMiS YouTube channel to view this showcase and the showcases from earlier this week, and the conference website to view the extended thank you videos from all GMiS honorees.
And last but not least, you can visit technicamagazine.com to read the extended profiles for each award winner.
Okay, time for our final 2 awards for today. To present the award for Entrepreneurial Excellence, please welcome the CEO of Great Minds in STEM, Ms. Anna Park.
Growing up, Stephanie Murphy learned about the sacrifices and commitment it takes to build and grow a business from her entrepreneur father and 2016 HENAC Engineer of the Year, Ed Muniz. Stephanie went to work for MEI Technologies, her father's aerospace company. After completing her undergraduate degree, she filled entry-level positions at first, but quickly worked her way through roles with ever-increasing degrees of responsibility. While continuing to work full-time, she pursued executive development training and later completed her MBA. Her rise to the top of the company culminated in 2017 when she was named executive chairman. She's since secured principal ownership of the company as well. In this very short time Ms. Murphy has owned and operated MEI, revenues have increased by over 30% and operating income has increased by more than 50%. She currently directs over 200 employees with revenues exceeding $40 million annually. Stephanie's proven particularly adept at identifying and winning contracts in the commercial space sector. In an innovative contract with NASA, for example, she secured $10 million upfront to develop, deploy, and operate a materials testing facility for the International Space Station. Ever the entrepreneur, Stephanie founded and operates additional companies that specialize in specific deliverables and services not part of MEI's core business. The most significant of these is Alpha Space, which owns and manages the testing facility now orbiting aboard the International Space Station, and is well positioned for further growth in this arena. With Stephanie at the helm, Alpha Space is currently the only Hispanic-owned and female-owned company operating commercially in space. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present the HENAC Award for Entrepreneurial Excellence to Stephanie N. Murphy.
Hello, great minds in STEM. I'm so thankful to HENAC to be honored this year as one of the 2020 award winners for the Entrepreneur of the Year. This award is especially meaningful to me because my father received the same award about 20 years ago when he started our family business, MEI Technologies. Since then, I've had the opportunity to take over MEIT, and I've spent about 20 years in the industry working and studying and learning on the job what it really means to run an engineering and a technology firm. One piece of advice I would give to young engineers and entrepreneurs in the STEM industry these days is a piece of advice that my father gave me. He always said, never let conventional wisdom drive your decisions and never let it hold you back from making a decision or taking a risk. I had great opportunities at MEIT a couple of years ago to start a spin-off company called Alpha Space, which is a company that offers commercial testing in the space environment. And I'm so proud that we were the first woman-owned and first Hispanic-owned company to own a private testing facility on the International Space Station. But I couldn't have done that if I had heeded advice of other people. And what I've come to realize is it wasn't necessarily me that had the conventional wisdom that said not to do it. I was eager, I was driven, and I was hungry to go forward. But it was the advice of other people who had conventional wisdom that said, you may not be successful and you're not the right fit for driving a new business in this industry. So my advice to you is follow your drive, follow your passion, and go forward and take those leaps and prepare yourself in your careers as best you can so that when opportunity knocks, you can answer the door.
And now, to present the 2020 Scientist of the Year Award, please welcome Dr. Christopher E. Dateo, Chief of the Exobiology Branch at NASA Ames Research Center's Space Science and Astrobiology Division.
No question has both intrigued and baffled humanity as the question Dr. Alfonso Fernandez de Villa has dedicated his professional life to answering. Are we alone in the universe? And while our understanding of the complexities of life and the universe has expanded over the centuries, as has our appreciation of the implications that discovering evidence of life beyond our own planet would entail, we have little, if any, actual physical evidence to show for our efforts. Dr. de Villa is working to change that. When evidence of extraterrestrial life is finally confirmed, it's likely that the tools and techniques he's developing will be a huge contribution for that paradigm-shattering achievement. Alfonso is also designing and testing the instruments that future missions to search for life beyond Earth will employ. He works alongside engineers, both in the lab and out in the field, to define scientific requirements and validate prototypes. He's also reimagining mission concepts that will shape the way scientists capture and examine evidence for years to come. Born and raised in a small industrial town near Barcelona, Spain, Alfonso pursued both his bachelor's and master's degrees in marine science at the University of Vigo in Galicia. He then left Spain for the University of Munich in Germany to pursue his PhD in Earth and Environmental Sciences. That's when NASA came calling, literally. Dr. Alfonso and his group at the University of Munich were researching magnetotactic bacteria, a peculiar class of microorganisms that form tiny magnetic crystals inside their cells. NASA suspected that these bacteria could be responsible for fossilized crystal formations discovered inside the Allen Hills Mars meteorite, something that would confirm that life could have existed on Mars at some point in the distant past. So they called Dr. de Villa's faculty advisor in Munich in 2002 and invited one member of the group to come to Ames for 2 weeks to participate in a field study to test their theory in the field. Dr. de Villa leaped at the opportunity and hasn't looked back since. And NASA and the American-led search for extraterrestrial life are much better for it. Called a natural field scientist by his colleagues, Alfonso led or contributed to over 15 field expeditions to places as varied and remote as Antarctica in the Atacama Desert in Chile. He also publishes prolifically with 89 co-authored peer-reviewed papers in scientific journals to his credit, as well as 9 book chapters and numerous conference abstracts and proceedings. He's lauded not just for the hardware he's designing or the many experiments he's conducting, but for the way his writing and lectures challenges us to expand our understanding of life from something ordinary and parochial to something extraordinary and of cosmic dimensions. His hope is that by changing the way we think about life, we'll be able to design more ways to detect it in the many extraordinary environments we're now encountering across the solar system and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pride to present the 2020 HENAC Scientist of the Year Award to Dr. Alfonso Fernandez de Villa.
I am deeply honored and extremely grateful for this award. To the great minds in STM, I cannot begin to tell you how important and inspirational your mission and your work are for people like me. And I would like to take the opportunity to talk to young students who might be considering a career in science or might be in the early stages of their careers. I often get letters from young students asking about my career path and the choices I made, and asking for recommendations. Now you're going to be facing choices as you start in this in your scientific career, and some choices are going to seem daunting. Maybe you have to change institutions, move to a different city, move to a different country, or even a different continent, leaving family and friends behind. Those are going to be difficult choices. But probably the most important choice you're going to have to make soon is what is the scientific discipline or the subject or the topic that you want to focus on in these early stages. This is an important choice because you better be passionate about what you do in science. You have to find your passion, and it doesn't need to be something fancy or big. You will know when you find it, because it's gonna be a very powerful feeling of realization that that is something you are willing to spend many years of your life dedicated to. That passion is going to fuel your career for many years, and it's also going to be necessary because it's going to be a bumpy road. Science is not an easy profession. You're going to have to make difficult choices and sacrifices, and science is going to have to be a priority for you, especially early on, because opportunities are going to be few and far between, and there's going to be a lot of young, hungry, smart, and motivated people out there who are going to be looking just for the same opportunities. That means that certain things in life will have to come later. Family, sometimes hobbies, friends, those tend to happen later on in the life of a scientist. And so this is a very important thing you need to consider now, whether you're willing to make these choices and take on those difficult sacrifices. If you do, then you're embarking in a very unique journey. Science is unlike most other professions in life. It will offer you the opportunity to create knowledge by discovering new things. And it will also be an opportunity to transform knowledge by testing hypotheses and selecting those hypotheses that work and rejecting those that don't. And most importantly, it's also going to be an opportunity to share knowledge through your publications or through your interactions with colleagues, and also by answering letters of young students who wonder how one can become a scientist. So don't be afraid of the choices. Take them not as a daunting thing to do, but as an opportunity to grow and become a better person. Find your passion, and once you find your passion, everything else will be a lot easier. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting you sometime along the way.
Well, Jeff, that's gonna do it for today. I want to remind everyone to post your screenshots on social media and include the hashtag GMIS2020.
Congratulations again to Dr. Davila and all of today's honorees. We'll see all of you tomorrow for the final awards showcase of the GMIS conference.
Goodbye, everyone.